Flag bearers, no. No one so very so I know you campaign.
Why I just so very.
Is you to you know that I chance you say circle for.
But to be one circle for but to Hunisa.
Oh, dear.
Hunisa.
You are and Uncle Angwana Yazwani, Penibu and Azwani. Wow, you very so still. On the
Debbie. Okay, no one yes will be dinking.
If we go for any tune for grass or down for say, I will come more no by Akazi.
But woman in Payakada. Omani Payakada.
Oh, as I go, you would have
no Bayakasi. See,
countless examples are. Actually, say, I'm on foot to me, mamma, fake fans to say, wow, show, you know, mirror now, show one. Well, to Musa, the own say, president.
Mirror on this way, president.
We will close to Mukase, and my chair party, and from
the situation at La is not just about an unfinished structure. It is about lives, livelihoods, and the trust of citizens who believed in promises of progress that are yet to materialize. We shall take time also to talk about Agenda 111 and other health infrastructure in the country. The La General Hospital Redevelopment Project. Ladies and gentlemen, the La General Hospital was demolished following a structural integrity assessment conducted by the Ghana Health Service, which declared the old facility as a death trap, unfit to accommodate patients and health workers. The decision to bring it down was therefore one of safety, necessity, and compassion for the people it served, that's the people of Greater Accra. The hospital's redevelopment was launched on the 10th of August 2020 with an estimated project cost of 68 million euros to be financed through a bilateral agreement between the government of Ghana and China, with Standard Chartered Bank UK as financier and Sinosure as the export credit guarantor. Unfortunately, the project became one of the many casualties of Ghana's domestic debt exchange program, DDEP, which disrupted the financing arrangement and halted funding from the Chinese authorities. To prevent total abandonment, the previous MPP administration took the bold step of continuing the project using Government of Ghana funds. The MPP cabinet decided that we're going to use the revenues we collect from Ghanaians to build the La General Hospital if the funding was going to be a problem. To prevent total abandonment, like I said, the MPP administration duly honored the IPCs that were raised by the contractor after executing the work, voted us out. It is regrettable to note that since this current administration, which secured an overwhelming majority of parliamentary seats in Greater Accra, took office, this government has failed to pay a single cedi. Not even one Ghana cedis has been paid to the contractor building the La General Hospital. For almost 12 months since the last certificate was raised, the NDC government, this John Mahama administration, has not paid a single Ghana cedis to the contractor. It is deeply disappointing that a party which rode on the back of the La General Hospital project during the campaign would get power only to go to sleep on the project.
twerk your body, twerk your body, twerk your body, Hollywood, down, twerk your body, twerk your body, twerk your body, shake you, mommy, I get it, baby, I just want to pick it, I pick it.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Let me also say Jummah Mubarak to our Muslim Ummah. Today is a Friday. Let's meet at the mosque at 12:30, as I've always said. In fact, you can get there much earlier, but 12:30 should be fine. Good morning. Welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is the 17th of October 2025. This is the day the Lord has made. We're glad in it. We're very happy for Allah granting us the rare privilege of returning here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. And we'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. I'm talking about the newspaper headlines. So I'll start with a daily graphic. And it says, United Party resurrects and it aims to transform economy and then politics. Economy on track to exit IMF program, BOG governor. GPHA touts 24-hour economy gains at ports. There's BOG Yoko crackdown 400 illegal online lenders. But speaking about the Daily Graphic, even before I look at the other stories, the Daily Graphic has asked me to tell you or to inform you, and it says that fellow citizens, we thank God it is Friday. Due to technical challenges beyond our control, we are unable to print a Daily Graphic today. It says, while we regret this unfortunate development, we wish to remind the entire nation that for your convenience and in appreciating the critical role that Daily Graphic plays, our cherished clients, readers, advertisers, and followers to access the digital version of Daily Graphic on the Graphic News Plus app now. So I repeat that. Fellow citizens, we thank God it is Friday, but due to technical challenges beyond our control, we are unable to print Daily Graphic today. While we regret this unfortunate development, we wish to remind the entire nation that for your convenience and in appreciating the critical role Daily Graphic plays, our cherished clients, readers, advertisers, and followers to access the digital version of Daily Graphic on the Graphic News Plus app now. So that's a piece of very, very important information for the customers and clients of a Daily Graphic. So we say FYI for your information. So Daily Guide, it says Alan Cash forms United Party. Court adjourns the Lumumba's funeral case to October 28. Gold exports peak to $8 billion. 5 injured in soldiers' Manso, Nyankomase residents clash. KGL makes millions for NLA. The new weekend crusading guide, it says Telecel shoots down discordant claims about AT Ghana. Clarifies role in supporting Telco after sites shut down. Now, as a Blackwell grows, 2,470 Ghanaians face deportation, currently locked in ICE detention centers. KGL rakes in millions to sustain LLA, uses profits to support national development. Razak Kujopoku. Afienya, police under flags. Bosman family accuses commander of scheming with rival families. Abdulrazak Abdullahi wins PM of the Year as Widows Connect Africa Heroes Conference 2025. Alhaji Aminu Lamte appointed Communications Director of Pilgrims Affairs of Ghana. Congratulations, congratulations, Aminu Lamte, a very good friend of mine. I'm very, very happy for you. I mean, you more than deserve this. So Aminu Lamte, congrats for this appointment. Now we're back to Unite Ghana. Alan Boniface Boabin Raffle feathers as United Party is launched. The Ghanaian publisher KGL fuels NLA's growth, Dr. Opoku. Ablakwa wobbles as U.S. moves to deport 2,470 Ghanaians. The gold board, small-scale gold exports hit $8 billion. Okoboy demands an update on Agenda 111. Lumba widow case adjourned to October 28. The Herald. Finance Ministry accused of starving Parliament of cash. Co-accused turns prosecution witness in Edubahin's multi-million-dollar NSB fraud trial. DVLA rolls out RFID number plates for vehicle security, revenue protection. Former NLA manager falls fourth estate journalism as extols NLA KGL deal. Energy Minister applauds NPA for keeping Ghana's fuel supply stable. The Informer. NPP Standard Bearer Contest reward my sacrifices Bamia to delegates. And as 9 SOEs make consistent profits. That's according to SIGA. Now, UN raises alarm over lapses in Ghana's food supply chain. And there's government pledges to deepen collaboration with private schools. KGL's NLA's financial backbone, Razak Poku. The Insight. Alan's United Party birthed promises to end NPP, NDC duopoly and transform Ghana. Energy Minister Lord's MPA boss for innovative, dynamic leadership. Well, I'm not surprised. I think that Godwin Eduzi Tamaklo is doing some fantastic job at MPA, and I think that he deserves all the commendation and the praises that he's received for some time now. He's done a good job, very, very good job, and he's a fantastic guy. Congrats, Godwin. That's Thomas Sankara's legacy lives on in Burkina Faso 38 years after his death. There's how KGL makes millions for NLA and uses profits to support national development. United States military escalation against Venezuela repeats Iraq war blueprint. Kwaman residents cry for speed bumps over rampant road accidents. The Inquisitor, NPP flag bearership, it says Ken Shays DMB for conceding defeat in 2024. Newly recruited nurses to be paid in November. That's according to Health Minister. KGL sustains NLA, supports national development. Energy Minister eulogizes NPA boss. Prince Kwame Menkan writes about the hypocrisy of power and why Gold Board has exposed the NPP's greatest lie. This is Daily Post. Minister of Energy and Green Transition lauds NPA boss for being innovative and dynamic. Gold Board, PMMC, generates over $8 billion in foreign exchange from January to October 2025. The Custodian. Okoboy demands update on Agenda 111 project. Ablakwa runs propaganda abroad while 2,470 Ghanaians face U.S. deportation. NPP has no reason to drop Bamia for 2028. Nana Komia. There's also trained more journalists in disability reporting. Dr. Bonfe to journalism schools. There's KGL makes millions to sustain NLA. Razak Kojo Opoku PhD. There's also small-scale gold export hit over $8 billion in 20. And then the Catholic Standard says, Mr. Attorney General, please, are you aware of Act 995? He urges transparency and consistency in enforcing anti-illegal mining laws. And then the Cape Coast Archdiocese marks double jubilee of faith and hope. 15 dead, including 11 children, in Volta Lake boat disaster. There's an editorial, Act 995 must not be shelved. And there's new law to ban mining in forest and water bodies. That's according to Vice President. All right, so that's it for the newspaper headlines. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching Good Morning Ghana.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit. Happy smile.
Hooray, Ghana! The Ministry of Transport and its agencies invite you to the Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025. It's the first of its kind in Ghana. From 22nd to 24th October 2025, the World Trade Center Accra comes alive with cars, ship, train, logistics and plane dealers all in one place. Are you a modern car dealer? Do you sell electric vehicles? Then this fair is your platform to shine. Students and the general public will experience free electric car test drives, thrilling maritime showcases, and even free helicopter rides. All 15 agencies under the Ministry of Transport, plus global car dealers, airlines, logistic giants, and investors will be there with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as our guest of honor. Register now at infodigital.igh.org or 0244 613 246 or visit our website www.transportlogfair.org. The Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2025. Beyond movement, resetting Ghana's transport future.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Coffee be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's
boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Victory, celebration, legacy. It's 40 years of Jesus is our victory. Join Victory Bible Church International for the Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. A power-packed celebration marking 40 glorious years of God's faith and God's grace. It all begins on Saturday, 12th October with the Mega Praise and Worship Night, a night of pure gratitude and praise. Then get ready for the Wonder Walk on October 25th, a citywide walk of testimony and victory. From October 27th to the 30th of October, the Wonderful Jesus Conference continues live at the VBCI Dominion Sanctuary, Awoshi Junction. Expect nothing but divine encounters, miracles, and transformation. On October 31st, meet us at the Independence Square for a nationwide gathering of worship, power, and the Word. Then on November 1st, join the outreach program at Mancho Agbona. Then let's touch lives and share the love of Jesus Christ. And finally, the grand service at the Independence Square on November 2nd. Come and witness the glory of 40 years of victory. Ministering are Bishop N.A. Takiyaboy, Bishop Clement Amankwa Isihine, Bishop Elijah Saforo, and Bishop Emmanuel Akon. Wonderful Jesus Conference 2025. 40 years of grace, power, and impact. From the 12th of October to the 2nd of November. Victory Bible Church International invites you to celebrate Jesus because Jesus is our victory.
The situation at La is not just about an unfinished structure. It is about lives, livelihoods, and the trust of citizens who believed in promises of progress that are yet to materialize. We shall take time also to talk about Agenda 111 and other health infrastructure in the country. The La General Hospital Redevelopment Project. Ladies and gentlemen, the La General Hospital was demolished following a structural integrity assessment conducted by the Ghana Health Service, which declared the old facility as a death trap, unfit to accommodate patients and health workers. The decision to bring it down was therefore one of safety, necessity, and compassion for the people it served, that's the people of Greater Accra. The hospital's redevelopment was launched on the 10th of August 2020 with an estimated project cost of 68 million euros to be financed through a bilateral agreement between the government of Ghana and China, with Standard Chartered Bank UK as financier and Sinosure as the export credit guarantor. Unfortunately, the project became one of the many casualties of Ghana's domestic debt exchange program, DDEP, which disrupted the financing arrangement and halted funding from the Chinese authorities. To prevent total abandonment, the previous MPP administration took the bold step of continuing the project using Government of Ghana funds. The MPP cabinet decided that we're going to use the revenues we collect from Ghanaians to build the La General Hospital if the funding was going to be a problem. prevent total abandonment, like I said. The NPP administration duly honored the IPCs that were raised by the contractor after executing the work, voted us out. It is regrettable to note that since this current administration, which secured an overwhelming majority of parliamentary seats in Greater Accra, took office, this government has failed to pay a single cedi. Not even 1 Ghana cedis has been paid to the contractor building the La General Hospital. For almost 12 months since the last certificate was raised, the NDC government, this John Mahama administration, has not paid a single Ghana cedis to the contractor. It is deeply disappointing that a party which rode on the back of the La General Hospital project during the campaign would get power only to go to sleep on the project.
Shares our boy Sammy Babe, yes, Juma or Ghana. Ibinum also one a Juma no, and I'm on to me yet, Mikasa no, on to me yet. When he shall say, can't mean to me yet, say, I check. May yes, when he was my yet. Shares our boy Sammy Babe, yes, Juma or Ghana. Ibinum also one a Juma no, and I'm on to me yet, Mikasa no, on to me yet. When he shall say, can't mean to me yet, say, I check. May yes, when he was my yet. Let's tell me, I'm a boss of Sammy Babe, Mayor. To Montiasia said, a Juma Macas and Meditomeson, may buy the yellow pepper, to send me Yama Pepper, Wagana, Emma Coso, Abagana.
So, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live, remember, on 94.1 FM. So, my guests, I see, and in fact, one of them is here, and I will be introducing him shortly. He hasn't been here in a while, has he? He's been globetrotting, as a matter of fact. We have been monitoring his movements on social media, and so we can say it as a matter of fact that he's been globetrotting, but he's back. He is a proud representative of the people of Ketu North, and he is also a youth activist. He's very passionate about youth, but that is also bringing a lot of pressure on him. As you do know, in that part of the world, when your party comes to power, everybody looks up to you, family, friends, party people. People are not even your party people who would want you to, you know, basically, as we say, connect them or to help them or to support them in various ways. And so I don't envy his position at all, but I'm sure that the God that has brought him this far would continue to help and support him and give him the wisdom and grant him good health and long life for him to continue to help. I know the help won't come at a go. It will take a bit of time, but he has good intentions. He has a very good heart, so I'm not surprised that he's not giving up. I'm talking about the man, Edem Agbana, as we officially call him. There's another one, but we just say Edem Agbana. Edem, good to see you.
Moro. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. I hope you're doing very well.
By God's grace. Yes, I was away, but you know, I was monitoring your platform and monitored some of the very interesting conversations that you had here. I think that you've had a good time. Was it last week, Felix and
Felix
Paul?
And Paul, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good conversation, and a couple of others. Yeah, but good to be back here. Good to be back. Let me say good morning to our cherished viewers across the world, especially to the good people of Ketu North. As I speak, my chiefs are watching, Queen Mothers are watching, and the good people of Ketu North, they make time to watch me on any platform that I am on. As we are preparing, it's going to be a very busy weekend in Ketu North.
Okay.
Because we have an event called the Dwamenefa Regional Gala Competition. It's actually the biggest football gala event community-based football gala event across the country. Tomorrow is the grand finale, and we will be expecting some special guests from Accra. I am told that the Chief of Staff of the Republic of Ghana, The Honorable Julius Debra will be there. And it's a very big competition. I will be there myself, other leading members of the NDC party, and the key sponsor of this particular gala competition is our Volta Regional Rep to the Council of State, the Honorable Gabriel Kwamiga Atokpule, Tanko as is popularly called, and we'll be hosting this in Ketu North. And so tomorrow will be quite a very busy but exciting day in our constituency. And then next week, Saturday, we have Desan, Georgia Desan. It's actually one of the biggest festivals you have in the southern Volta lane. And I will use this opportunity to invite all of you, invite your crew, invite my good friend and brother Kofi, invite all the members of the UP tradition to the Georgia Desan Festival, which will be celebrated on the 25th of October at Georgia. So these are my opening remarks.
And I'm also told that there's the Mauli at 75 that's coming up. There's a whole euphoria about this Mauli.
Bro, I saw the Mauli
at 75.
The Mauli at 75. I was keeping it for my closing remarks, but since you brought it up,
right?
Look, Mauli School is the first or the premier university in the Volta region.
Okay.
That fact must be established.
Okay.
We have no competition in the Volta region, and in Ghana, I say on authority that we are the best senior high school. We have our 75th anniversary coming up from next week, Monday, all the way to Sunday, 26th. And more, I tell you, from 20th to 26th of October, it is not just the euphoria in Ho or in the Volta region, but it's a euphoria that is across the world, because all Maulians, both home and abroad, we are all going to be celebrating. And so some of us will go over the weekend, but from Monday you will see us participate in events, talking about Mauli School and all of that. Mauli is a university on its own, and we have no competition. Let me use your platform to send a strong message. I've heard schools like the Kita School and Co trying to, as for Kita School, they should first get themselves upgraded to category A first before they will come and then begin a conversation with us. So Standogbe's Kita School and Co, they should try and get the school upgraded to category A before they will come to us for a conversation. We have no match.
What has done?
No, I mean, they should allow us to celebrate. They should allow us to celebrate. You are celebrating and they are all over the place making noise, and Maoko girls, Ola girls, and all the Bieko. I mean, we don't have a match. Mauli School, we are primus inter pares, first among equals. Okay. We are the first university in the Volta region. And by God's grace, yesterday, the chief whip, the Honorable Nelson Yapamekbo, gave me the anniversary cloth. And so from Monday, everywhere I go, I'll be in the Mauli anniversary cloth.
Okay.
Honorable Agboja is a Maulian, and many others, Ludwig, Roger, and Co. The euphoria around the celebration, trust me, it's been amazing. For those who are yet to book their hotels, I have news for you. All hotels in Ho and surrounding communities, as we speak, are fully subscribed, fully booked. Serene is offering a special package, and the number of people, interested in going for the 75th anniversary, I think that it will be the biggest anniversary celebration ever. We have a special guest coming, but I've been asked to keep that a secret, because a very big person will surprise Maulians on Saturday 25th during our grand deba.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm inviting all of you.
All right. You've also been, like I did indicate in the beginning, you've also been doing some globetrotting.
Yes.
I think you've been in the States.
Yeah, I was.
And I don't know. I think you went somewhere else before the States, or you've been.
Yeah, so I went
to
the University of Pittsburgh,
okay,
where I was a guest lecturer in their African political class. It was a very interesting experience. I loved it. I had a great time with them.
Okay.
Then I went to New York for the UN General Assembly. I participated in many of the side events that President Mahama and my mother, the First Lady, organized. And I must say that President Mahama made us proud. His side events and his performance during the address really lifted high the flag and the image, not only of Ghana, but the entire African continent. And we are proud Ghanaians. We were walking on the streets of New York with our chests and our shoulders very high because our president really made us proud. And from then, I was in South Africa for the STC meeting of the African Union Commission. STC simply means the Specialized Technical Committee on Finance. And so it was also a very good experience participating. Again, I had the opportunity to speak at one of the side events, and I spoke on how women and youth can be the rallying point for raising the needed domestic revenue to finance health across Africa. And these are practical things because when you come to constituencies like mine,
okay,
we have major issues with health financing. And African governments are expected to make some commitment of about 15% of their annual budget to fund health. But many governments, many countries are unable to release that much to fund health infrastructure and generally health issues in our communities. And these are issues that we really need to speak about. And I am happy that under President Mahama's administration, one of the biggest challenges that we are confronted with as a country is when you wake up and you see people with very chronic ailments being advertised on social media, people trying to mobilize or do some crowdfunding and other things for them. With the establishment of the Mahama Cares or the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, we believe that we should be able to see an end to some of these issues. Moreover, as MP, sometimes constituents come to you with such issues and you are expected to cough 120,000, 300,000 for such situations. And simply, you cannot have, it's not sustainable. You don't have an individual who can raise money for some of them. So if you don't have philanthropists like the likes of the Ibrahim Mohammeds, who we have seen undertake some of these philanthropic works of funding people's health, $100,000 plus and all of that, then we leave the people to their fate. I believe that the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, or what we call the Mahama Cares, should be that bridge so that people with such chronic conditions can get some funding from the state. And so we are encouraging private firms and individuals to make some contributions. I've seen what Obobia is doing with Ghana Medical Trust Fund, and the likes of Gold Board and other places, institutions have already made some donations towards the fund. But we need more people to chip in something so that we'll be able to fund health completely across the country. So, Moro, okay, I've been going around the world doing some amazing things by God's grace, and we hope to do more. I always say that as young people, we must not only try and be a part of the conversation, but beyond being part of the conversation, we should go to the table with solutions and see how we can make practical some of the ideas that we speak about. I say, and I've always maintained, Moro, that the most dangerous trajectory in leadership is for you to become what you criticized. The most dangerous thing in leadership is for you to become what you criticized. And so when you are outside, the things that we criticize, the solutions that we want to see, and the solutions that we have always been speaking about, when you have the opportunity, you should be able to lead efforts to provide those solutions. And so that's why some of us are so passionate about the kind of things that we are doing across the country and across Africa and across the world. By the end of this month, a few other invitations will be in. And let me announce publicly on your platform for the first time that I have been chosen as one of the speakers for the International BRICS Forum that will be held in Russia starting from next week. And I am the only legislator chosen by the Russian government from Ghana to speak on youth's participation in the legislative process. And next week, by God's grace, I'll be in Russia to speak to the Russian Assembly at the International BRICS. And it's a good feeling that the little things that we are doing in our corner, people across the world are recognizing it, and they are giving us some opportunities to project what we are trying to do in our various communities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't think it would be the first time you're speaking on a global platform.
No,
the only difference now is that you are doing this also as your capacity as an MP. That's the only difference. So it's not, it's not an entirely new experience for you.
Yes.
But be that as it may, I think that congratulations are in order, and we can only wish you the best. We can only wish you the best. And
Thank you.
Would it be your first time going to Russia?
Yes, it's my first time in Russia.
Okay, I see. So also joining us is a very good friend of mine, and he's
very good friend too.
From many roles, but in the most immediate past, let me say, he's transitioned from his role as the political aide to Ghana's former vice president and also the 2024 standard bearer of the NPP, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. So his transition from being a political aide now to his deputy spokesperson, that's an enviable feat, isn't it? Good morning, bro.
Good morning.
How are you?
I hope you are well.
I'm doing very well. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I think as far as speaking for Doc, it's been part of my role since. My senior brother, Gideon, remains the spokesperson. And I still serve as an aide. And then for the campaign, I'm assisting Gideon as a deputy spokesperson. Akuya is also assisting. And then Agba Kumeni is also...
Help us with how the structure now looks like. So for the campaign, there are spokespersons.
Yeah.
And Gideon Boako heads it.
Yes.
And you, Akuya, and Agba are deputies.
Yes.
Right? So there's 3 deputies.
Yeah.
So Dennis Miracles Abuaje's role, what is it?
He's the director of comms.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's in charge of the entire communication operations.
Okay.
We are spokespersons.
Oh.
So, you know, when it comes to branding works, videography, photography, articles, even speaking as well.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the full, gamut of communications outfit, working closely with Nana Komia and Kojo Nkrumah, as, their advisors to Miracles as well. But we are spokespersons, so our role is targeted at mainly speaking, whereas Miracles expands into all the other communication efforts that you see coming out.
Is it a very, well, let me put it this way. How do you manage speaking for a contender or a contestant in an MPP race, but at the same time also defending your party, which is the New Patriotic Party, which is the first reason why you're in the MPP, and then secondly, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, of course, but perhaps Ghana first. I know what principles that you stand for before the MPP and the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Is there a difficulty sometimes?
Well, there really isn't, and there really shouldn't be a difficulty, because they are cut out. One is to hold the government responsible. The other is to sell your candidate. Except some people have made it to attack other candidates. But for me, it's very simple. Hold President Mahama accountable and then project my candidate to become the flag bearer. Why do I think His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the right person to lead the NPP going into 2028. So there is a clear distinction. And if you know the distinction, there shouldn't be any difficulty in doing that. So on social media, you will see me holding President Mahama and the NDC to account, calling out the hypocrisy, the lies, the double standards, the things they said before about Galamsey and what they are saying now, the things they said about intervention. For example, President Mahama said, yes, we were intervening, but the governor said, no, we were not intervening. So we will call that out, that look, you are lying to the people. Why is the governor in one breath saying that we are not intervening, but the president in his Meet the Press admitted that we are intervening? And then the president said, however, we are going to stop intervening. 2 weeks later, Bank of Ghana announces that we are going to intervene again with 1.5 billion. So I don't see how I cannot hold President Mahama and the NDC accountable on these issues and then still be able to hold market or project my candidate without even necessarily touching on the other candidates. If you look at me, I don't even talk about any other person except to project my candidate. When Adam was speaking, interestingly, I was going to ask him if his name was on the list Felix provided. Because before the Onga trip, Felix made a promise on Asempa that they were going to send the smallest delegation ever in the history. And that everybody who attends will be announced. Their names will be announced, and he, Felix, will announce the names. And then if there are any other agencies, for Adam, I can understand. He's a member of parliament, so maybe he went in that capacity. But for any other agencies, they first have to write to the chief of staff for approval. So Phyllis puts out a list. Then we start seeing more people at the place whose names were not on the list. For example, my sister Beatrice Annan, her name was not on the list, but she was there.
So
my point is,
you have to find out. You may have to find out who is sponsoring the trip. I mean, the circumstances. The circumstances.
I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that, and I know. See, don't forget, I've been a diplomat, and I've been in that capacity, and that's why I was quick to say I know Edem may have gone in his capacity as a member of parliament, but Felix said they will provide a list of those attending with the president. And if there are others, agencies who are attending, they should submit a list to submit reasons to be justified to the chief of staff. Then the chief of staff will approve. The assumption is that we would have to know, Ghanaians would have to know which agencies wrote to the chief of staff and which of them were approved. But we only saw Felix's list and then saw so many other people without the approval list from the chief of staff.
So basically,
we have a right to hold. Yes, we have the right to hold them accountable. So I will do that. But then once I finish that, I will go and project my candidate. If you are, for example, injecting 1.5 billion into the economy to artificially prop up the city, we will ask questions about sustainability, about predictability, about the need to do that. We'll hold you.
Don't worry. We'll get into the main issues, but I think the clarity is important.
I just want to, just a minute. Well, I think that is a very good point that my brother Kofi has raised, because we must all be interested in issues of accountability. And yes, I saw that particular press release or memo from the chief of staff.
I saw statement.
I saw that of the chief of staff urging people who were interested in going for the ONGA to go through a certain process. I must say on authority that in recent years, this is the first time that Ghana has gone for such a conference with the least number of people. I was in the United States. I went there to participate in UNGA, but I was not there as part of government delegation, and I was not funded by government. Same for many people, and I want to appreciate a few people. The likes of George Opariado, our national youth organizer, who also doubles as the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment. I used to be his deputy at the party office. And this is not the first time that Pablo has mobilized resources to take his youth organizers either to UK, US, other parts of Europe. Look, Pablo is known for some of these things. He's been able to mobilize and ask them to take part in activities. So we saw a number of regional youth organizers, and I was excited seeing them there, because these are the people that lead the campaign in the various regions. They go everywhere campaigning for the party. So if the party, if it's in power, whether we are in power or not, and as a national youth organizer, he is able to mobilize resources with the support of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and other people to get these youth organizers to participate in various side events at the UN. I think that they must be commended. I don't think that is an issue that anybody should shy away from. And I'll challenge anybody who is interested can go and check. None of those youth organizers you saw in the United States went on government budget. None. Not a single one of them. None of some of the CEOs and the party officials that you saw in the United States, in New York, we were not there on government budget. I can transparently show you which organization invited me to the United States, how they funded my ticket, my hotel, and all of that. So I'm just saying that what you have raised is a legitimate thing. Okay. And I'm saying it because I've seen things even on social media. People asking that you have gone to the UN with a lot of people. Thank you. I think we should commend the likes of Pablo for mobilizing resources to. And I challenge, look, the likes of Kabila and Co, they've always been going to the UK and other things for party programs, and none of this is on the government budget. And it's important to state it.
You see, my job,
yes,
is to ask the questions.
Yes, and I've provided the answers.
It is not your job to provide the answers. Which, of course.
Okay.
Because he was the one.
But here I'm representing the party.
That's fair enough.
Yes.
But the point is, until I brought this up, who knew this?
Oh, okay. No problem. I get your point. Don't worry.
Who knew this?
Maybe at the right time.
So you don't make a promise.
That's it.
Yes, you don't make a promise, and we see people, and then people start deleting their pictures.
No.
We have friends who shared pictures and started deleting it. But in any case, if it is the party that is funding it, I don't have a problem. But the question is, in other instances, did you ever for a second think that we also have benevolent people in our party who equally funded for others to go? Because benevolent people are not just in NDC.
Yeah.
Pablo is not the only person in the world who sponsors people. But yet, you politicized it.
No, but your list, they were funded by government. And we had the list. We had the list.
Please. But you see, the point is, you haven't even showed us the list you sponsored. You haven't.
We can always provide that, don't worry.
I don't have to ask you to provide it. It should have been out.
In fact, it's not an issue.
No. Well, fine. It should have been out.
We went behind.
So the point is, bring the list. Tell us which agencies the chief of staff approved. Show us the memo they wrote to the chief of staff as justification.
That will be
so we will know. But going back to the point, moral act. So it's not a difficult task at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe His Excellency the Vice President stands tall.
Okay.
I believe he's the most qualified to lead the MPP, and he presents the best opportunity for us to recapture power come 2028.
All right.
If you give me some time, I will take time to elaborate on why I think he qualifies as the most competent, as someone who is the most experienced in terms of character, in terms of public service experience, someone who has ideas, someone who has the leadership skills. I'll take time to go through it, but I'm sure you have your own direction that you want to go. So I wouldn't, but if you can permit me, I would love to delve into it. Since we are in the
you can take a few minutes.
Election season.
With that at all.
Yeah, so Moro, today His Excellency is in the Bono East region.
Okay.
Precisely in Kintampo South, and Kransa South, and in Kransa North. And his purpose is very simple, to meet delegates.
And connect with them.
We are already, see, you remember.
Oh, yeah. Don't mind me,
remember.
Don't be distracted.
Remember. We sent the signal as far back as 2023.
And the delegates are connected.
The signals were already in the skies many years ago. So we are okay.
Please go ahead.
So some were disconnected, and we have already connected to the signal. Now, but the point is, he's out there, and the message is simple: to explain to delegates why he is the right person to lead the NPP. Moreover, for all the individuals who have presented themselves to lead the NPP, I have no issues with them. I think in their own right, they have achieved so much to want to present themselves. Kennedy Ohene Japan has served the party, Brian Educhum, Kwabena Japan. In fact, he became a general secretary. So he has served the party since 1992. But amongst them, who stands tall in terms of service, in terms of sacrifice, in terms of hard work? I think His Excellency, the Vice President. Number one, experience. He is the most experienced person amongst the other candidates. Experience in terms of public service experience. He's been a vice president, he's been a technocrat, he's had the opportunity to deal with bilaterals, multilaterals, he's had the opportunity to deal with multifaceted agencies and ministries. So it's not someone who is just, who has been siloed to just one area or one field. He's had the opportunity to go through the mill in the most difficult times of our nation's history. And he was able to help with new ideas for us to come through. You see, and nations are not convenience stores or cold stores or hotels or restaurants where you just open and hire a few people. They are, and you know, nations are multifaceted enterprises run with experience and on pragmatic ideas. And that is why he stands tall. He has the experience, he has the ideas. In terms of competence, I think he stands tall when it comes to our history. When you look at the various vice presidents that we've had, he stands tall in terms of his contribution, in terms of ideas and solutions that impacted our lives. Impacted. You take Ghana Card, for example. We've never said that he brought the idea of Ghana Card, but it remains a fact that he prioritized the implementation of the Ghana Card. And so for the first time in our history, Ghana has built a robust identification system which is allowing other agencies to plug in. DVLA is plugging in, GRA is plugging in. What is happening? You are building a society on systems. That's how advanced countries grow. They grow on systems. So that singular effort alone shows that this man stands tall. Today, Adam and his team are glorifying themselves, you know, when it comes to gold. This morning, I saw Sami Jemfi posting a story that Ghana's gold body has increased our forex reserves through gold. But let's ask ourselves, when the conversation became prominent or pronounced on the need to use gold to back our currency, to support our FX reserves, on the need for us to buy gold domestically to shore up our currency. Let's be factual. Of course, President Mahama has set up the gold board.
with its own nomenclature and its own style. But it remains a fact that the idea, the suggestion that we must domestically buy gold to support our currency, to back our reserves, was the idea of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And the Bank of Ghana, in a recent international event, admitted it, that Ghana's economic bounce back, the resilience that we are seeing now, is because of the domestic gold purchase program, the gold for oil program, the gold coin program. These were all programs under the MPP. So this is an individual who, in the face of difficulties, stood up. I've had people say, oh, but he failed economically. Moro, you work for one of the most industrious businessmen in our country. Is that not so? Mm-hmm. If you brought Joseph Sian here and you asked him to tell you his story, I am sure Joseph Sian will tell you more stories on failure than on success. He's probably had to go through so many challenges to get to where he is. So leadership and having challenges more or less go together. It is your ability to overcome those challenges, to think outside the box. So assuming without admitting that people said he was in charge of the economic management team and we had economic challenges, etc., it doesn't change the fact that in the midst of the challenges, he stood up. He showed resilience. He showed new ideas of how we can bounce the economy back. And today, he is not saying it. This government is saying it. This government has said it on international stages, that the ideas he proffered, the ideas he implemented are the solutions that are anchoring our economy now. That is why, for me, he stands tall. Then character. But when you started work here, aside from your technical skills as a journalist, I'm sure you went through orientation and you had to go through what we call company values. Because for a company to thrive, it's not just the technical skills alone. Character matters. Across the world, character matters. So if tomorrow you come and sit here, you have all the journalistic skills, yet you don't have the character or the values that this company requires, you will not be sitting here. So character matters. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has the character. Okay. He has the temperament. He has the humility, the inclusivity, the person who understands that we have a multi-ethnic and a multi-religious state. And so we have to bring everybody together. The person who can stand under pressure. There are more to say. Okay. But these are some of the few things I can establish to tell you why he stands tall. Okay. And why he is the most qualified and the most marketed candidate who can lead us to victory 2020.
All right. It appears that his decision to throw in the towel in 2024, even before the Electoral Commission declared the results, is creating some fierce criticisms by his fiercest contender. I'm talking about Kenny Japan, who says that the party people are not happy that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia conceded too early, and he won't do that. He would concede only when and only, or when or if, or let me put it this way, only.
He actually used the word he will fight.
Yes, till the very end. Till the very end. Yeah. Till the Electoral Commission declares. That's what I heard him say. But then there are other issues about admitting failure, and whether indeed there was a failure, and Gabi's own opinion about, apologizing and telling Ghanaians that, look, something went wrong, we would do better going forward, and admission of failure and how how you would be able to go back to the electorate again to tell them that I failed, but give me another opportunity, he doesn't think it's a good idea. But you stay with us. This is Good Morning in Ghana. Please don't go anywhere.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Edi asema menya oden o tiantie mu amanfo ada wo hye me boso obeto phone na mame me phone na say dada menya oden
the most surprised man
surprise ben
surprise
hey Kofi papa e phone o iPhone 13 nanya ne
ende me fankofo bi mienu o amuko circle ene ba ko ne ka chena dan for hour ono ode ne Ghana card ekọ EBA phone so a otua 40% pen edi ne phone man no a da aka no betua ne kakra Timothy ya me drop na me so me call ho ana me kwanya wo phone de brɛ no
oh Kofi papa me da se na me shraw
de be ko
wo EBA phones hade yeton iPhones ne ho akade nyina ye sanso de ma wholesale so ye dealer na so pedodo atua anase afi na wo hye iPhone business na se a braya se ye hwehwe ye kira kwan e wa Accra Circle Mall any Tiptoe Lane modern photos in chain American Monso ye ni Odor Rice ene edi nhwenim Kumase yewedum ejekuma brunsanim obetumi so hu ye e wo www.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Promo! Your most preferred estate partner is given a massive 20% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Founders Day promo, Estate Masters is offering this special discount for outright purchases up till the end of September 2025. This cuts across all our available sites, and upon purchase, you get to enjoy a free indenture and free site plan. Our site visits are also free, so rush now and secure a plot of land while this offer lasts. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Mekwaya mabesisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready. Hey, baby wom. Ah, Aji. I'll cause some discomfort. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Arrowfield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share Nanda Daya was mosquito call is to do woman. Na say spray with them, sir. Chaisima a dronum and sana co dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame.
Send your God up boom. If you put it to here. So would the coming of the son of man be?
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Trying to find you everywhere. You're busier than the president. Anyway, but how is it going for you?
Oh, I've been good. And yourself?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. What's up?
Lately, I have some few questions to ask you, if you can just indulge me. I was watching one, I don't want to mention the media house, but I heard a pundit call you a snitch. And lately I see some few posts on social media. How are you handling it in the first place when people describe you as such?
Well, no. Let me ask you a question. Would you continue to align yourself with a group of people who are greedy, selfish, and incompetent?
I'm supposed to be asking you the question.
Whose sole aim is to just impoverish people and enrich themselves. Would you do that? Or would you continue to serve under a leader who does not have a mind of his own, who would always be manipulated by unpatriotic people or misled by people around him? Would you continue to serve under such a leader?
What are you referring to?
Your guess is as good as mine.
So is that why you were given a juicy position after you left his camp?
Let me say this, okay? I've always said this, but let me reiterate it, that it's time young people who are interested in doing politics look at the interest of the country. We need young people who will be confident to speak truth to power. Young people who would speak out when something is wrong. And that is what I did, Nene. That is what I did. And for me, I'm focused. I'm very, very focused. I'm just focused on propagating the unprecedented good works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And just like you said, in recent times, I've been talking about this government. And I've not been talking because I've had the opportunity to serve in John Mahama's administration, but I'm speaking because we all can clearly see that the country is headed in the right direction. I know you can see that. We all can attest to the good leadership we are enjoying now. And so, well, if not being corruptible, if having integrity, if speaking truth to power, if having and acting in good conscience makes me a snitch, then I'm guilty as charged. That's what I can say, Nani. I have to leave for my meeting.
That's fine, but my final question is: are we going to see you in the future switching from the NDC to another party again?
We rode on the NDC to win power. People listen to our manifesto. People believe in the reset agenda. And so we are on course. And I believe in the leadership of the NDC and our current president. I don't think anything will change.
So for now and forever, I'm going to be an NDC?
Of course I'm NDC. And I'll...
Respond. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. I have Edem Agbana here, who's MP for the good people of Ketu North and also a youth activist. And also, Kofi Tonto is the deputy spokesperson for the Bamia campaign, and he's also here with us. So I was just about to ask you about the, and let's do this briefly because there are other issues that I want us to look at. Now, the decision by your boss to concede in the 2024 elections appears to have, triggered some reactions by some of his fiercest contenders. And here, Kennedy Japan, where in the video that was making waves, had gone very viral. Must have been yesterday or 2 days ago, where he was saying that he will never concede defeat until the Electoral Commission finally declares, and that he's not a coward, and so on and so forth. I mean, do you have anything to say about those comments?
Yeah. See, Moro.
And again, and closely related to that is some movements that we're beginning to see. Natoshi, who's the former administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund, right? And then also there's one other chap who's also has some visibility. I've forgotten who the person is. The two of them have joined Kennedy Japan's campaign, and what some persons who are critical of your campaign are saying that yes, the campaign is good. I'm out for Johnny.
So I will address that issue as well.
Okay.
And very quickly, so we can move to other issues.
Right.
See, Moro, in 2016, we won the election overwhelmingly with 1 million votes difference and 169 members of parliament. By 2020, that number of votes had declined by 500,000. The 1 million had declined to 500,000. In fact, we had to wait for Ashanti region to come in for the Electoral Commission to declare the president the winner. Our strongest hold to come in. In Parliament, we declined from 169 to 137. It took the member of Parliament, who happens to be, I think, second or first deputy speaker from Fomena, to give us 138. But literally, it was a hung Parliament. So the first question is, did we have to concede early for our votes or our seats to decline from 169 to 137? Did we concede early in 2020 elections? Was there any pronouncement at any time? There is one simple fact, and that is what is eluding our opponents on the other side. Okay. That Ghanaians want to tell us something. That Ghanaians are communicating to us that yes, you achieved so much, but there were a few things we were not happy with. So when Ghanaians went to the polls in 2024, they took a decisive decision to vote against us. Nothing could have changed that. What that means is that the NPP needs a calm down ship, not a showdown ship. What we need to do is to calm down, reflect soberly, and think about the things that didn't excite Ghanaians and how we can prosecute a new agenda and win their trust back. Because when by 5 p.m. the polls were closed, the decisions were already made. Is someone telling me that if Bawumia had conceded later, our seats would have gone to 157 or 180 or 200? The point I am making to you is this. It is an arrogant posture when you posit as though you are not the problem, but the Ghanaians are. It is the same arguments they make when they raise the issues of tribalism. Ghanaians didn't vote for Bawumia because he's a Muslim. Ghanaians didn't vote for Bawumia because he's a northerner. When you do that, what you are essentially telling Ghanaians is that to hell with your advice, to hell with all the warnings you are giving us. You Ghanaian, you are a tribal bigot. You Ghanaian, you are a religious bigot. You didn't vote because of a religion or because of a tribe. It's disrespectful to Ghanaians. Because the fact remains that I sit here and I say that Akufo-Addo is one of the most performing presidents in the history of this republic. And that time will vindicate him, especially when it comes to achievements. But it remains a fact that even within our own camp, people were not happy. It remains a fact when you go back to the Osafo-Maafo committee report. In fact, the General Secretary in our recent thank you tour gave a summary of the Okwe report. And the first thing he said was that in the Okwe report, they also referenced the Osafo-Maafo report, that recommendations made in the Osafo-Maafo report were not utilized or implemented. What does that mean? There were warning signs. Did we listen? Did we make amends? Let's humble ourselves. Let's calm down and stop the needless show of bravado. Because that's not what Ghanaians are looking for. What Ghanaians are looking for is a complete sense of renewal. That look, you gave us a mandate. We had severe challenges out of our control. When given another chance, we'll do better. That is the message Ghanaians want to hear. Okay. Ghanaians are not interested in the fight you want to fight. Ghanaians are not interested in what you said, being a coward or whatever. Being a being a showdown man or being this or that does not reduce the price of pepper. Does not reduce the price of petrol. It doesn't change anything for anybody. In any case, we've had people and leaders who were even stronger and spoke their minds more than Kennedy Agyapong. Rawlings is an example. In fact, our history is replete with examples of leaders who came with guns and more firebrand than Kennedy Japan. Where did that end us? Okay. What it means is that the nation needs pragmatism, ideas, a calm down shape, not a showdown shape. So the fact remains that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's decision was a decision to entrench the peace that we are already enjoying. Lastly, they make the point that Ghana was not burning. But nobody has said that Ghana was burning. When Adam and I come and sit here, we come here peacefully. But it doesn't mean we can't end up fighting. It must take a tacit decision between the two of us to be civil. Is that not so? So it took a tacit decision of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to remain civil, to keep the country first, to remember the youth of this country. Because indeed, there were gunshots. Were there not? Were there not gunshots? So where is this? I'm not a coward. I would have fought. I would have done this. I mean, it's not necessary. Let's humble ourselves. Let's admit where we were wrong and tell Ghanaians why we can do and why we will do better when given the opportunity. And lastly, on the appointees about Natoshi.
Yes.
It's so interesting because the other side runs a campaign that says, don't vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because when you vote for him, he's going to run his government with Akufo-Addo's appointees. Interestingly, when Akufo-Addo's appointees join them, then they start celebrating. So yesterday when Natoshi joined them, they started celebrating, forgetting that Natoshi was an Akufo-Addo appointee.
Okay, so I guess that you can end it here.
I mean, there's a lot I can.
You made a point, but there are other former appointees of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo who have not joined any camp.
Yeah.
But they have gone ahead to form a political party. And they've gone ahead to form a political party. And so the party was birthed yesterday. And I'm sure that Adam would have a bite on some of the things you said and the outdooring of this. But let me look at this. So Ghanaian Times today is reporting it. It says ahead of 2028 elections, Alan unveils United Party and adopts Ghana First as motto. Bernard Bengam, the reporter of the Ghanaian Times, he says that Mr. Alan Kyerematen, the leader of the Movement for Change, has officially formed a new political party called the United Party, UP. Okay. It features a logo of the monarch, butterfly, and adopts Ghana First as its motto in preparation for the upcoming 2028 elections. The party has obtained its certificate from the Electoral Commission, which permits it to initiate the preparations for electing regional, national, and branch executive officers as it seeks to make substantial progress towards securing the presidency. Now, before establishing the UP, the Movement for Change united several political parties under the banner of the Alliance for Revolutionary Change to contest the 2024 elections. The UP, for the interim, has appointed Mr. Abubakar Boniface Siddiq as the chairman, and Yabo Abia Samoa as the general secretary, along with other interim national officers across the regions. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony yesterday in Accra, the founder and interim leader of UP, Mr. Kyerematen, said the party had come to an end. The dual politics experienced in the country for many years. He said the party was a new dawn that would end the cohesiveness, acrimony, and offer Ghanaians a credible alternative and admit the culture of women, a new goal that would bring about economic transformation which would translate into massive jobs. He said UP, as a political party, would mobilize the collective strength and talents of all Ghanaians for national development, irrespective of age, ethnicity, religion, or political affiliation, to promote accountable and transparent governance and introduce a policy of zero tolerance for corruption. Mr. Kyerematen said the UP vision was to make Ghana the economic powerhouse of Africa by branding Ghana as a paradise that would promote investment and transform the economy of Ghana into a prosperous one. Now, if you're a doctor, we want you to excel and become the best doctor in Africa by 2040. And the icing on the cake is that we want to particularly focus on the youth, the women, and the vulnerable of our society. We want to promote integrity and ethical leadership at all levels of our national organization. Okay, so he goes ahead and talk about what his vision is and what what the UP would do in terms of its mission. Anyway, I'm sure. Did you see this coming? Did you see this formation of a political party coming? And when you heard about the formation yesterday,
Adam is wearing their colors.
No, I'm not. No,
it's actually, I think it's actually yellow with a tint of blue.
Maybe it's just sheer coincidence.
What a coincidence.
It's sheer coincidence. A very interesting coincidence.
Very interesting coincidence. Anyway, right, Moro, the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana permits citizens above the age of 18 to join any political party of their choice. The same constitution also guarantees that once you follow the guidelines laid down by the Electoral Commission, you can form a political party. So indeed, if Mr. Alan Kyerematen has obtained the certificate, as we were told yesterday, it means the movement for change has really gone through the process, and they have formed the party called the United Party. The interesting thing about this is because we know that the NPP is a party that was born out of the UP tradition, and it's one that they take pride in. And so people are wondering whether it was deliberate, because he himself is a founding member of the NPP. So he has decided to get back to or form a party that he believes would truly represent the vision or the tradition, the philosophies of the UP tradition. And indeed, that's what he said yesterday, that the NPP has become Nane's People's Party, Akufo-Addo's People's Party, a party that if you are not in sync with President Akufo-Addo's ideas, you are bullied out. And these are coming from them. And well, growing up, we all know, and I have always heard this proverb, that when a crocodile comes out of the water, the river, to tell you that the tilapia has stomach ache or headache, who are you to question? Because
they live together.
They live together in the river. And so for the crocodile to tell you that the tilapia or the fish is not feeling well, it is because they live together and he experienced it. And so if Alan tells us that the NPP has lost its values, the NPP has lost its philosophy, its ideologies, and that the NPP is no more a true representation of what they, the founding members, programmed it to be, who am I?
Except that the crocodile can be lying.
Who am I to challenge it? And I will not be able to judge whether or not. But what we cannot see as the people of Ghana is that truly the NPP has had some turbulent time, especially under the 8 years of President Akufo-Addo. And you see, when they started having their challenges, other members of the party, other well-meaning members, started speaking truth to power. But all of those people were either sidelined, they were booted out, they were disrespected, they were insulted. I can mention names like Dr. Nyaho Tamako, very well-respected man, and his views on the NPP. Dr. Arthur Kennedy, and many others. And so, beyond Mr. Alan Kyerematen, I don't want us to make this look like it's an Alan conversation. Because even before Alan, many other senior people, well-respected members of their tradition, said the same things about the NPP losing value. The NPP has become a party full of corrupt people and all of that. These are not things that came from us in the NDC. It came from the NPP. And so Alan has the right to form a political party. And I wish him well. My prayer is that it should be a party that will truly stand firm, strong, and contest all elections across all constituencies, because we need some level of competition in our democracy. We need healthy democracy. And so I wish him well. And any other Ghanaian who intends to form a political party we will wish them well. My only worry is that when you look at the Electoral Commission's database, we have many registered political parties. Some of them, they come and do some 9-day show and they exit the scene. You don't hear from them. Sometimes they get representation at IPAC and other things. But I believe the story of UP will be very different. And let me tell you something. When Alan defected from the NPP, I sat on your show here, bro, and I said it that it would be a mistake for any member of the NPP to think that the exit of Alan was not going to affect them. It would be a mistake. And some of you, especially the young one, I'm not talking about Kofi, but I recall some of them disrespected him. Who are you? You are a failed trade minister. Your exit will mean nothing to us. What have you? The kind of things they said about him.
But is there any?
And this is the man who left.
Is there any empirical evidence?
Yes.
That Alan's exit from the NPP has taken X number of people away.
So Moro, that's calculation. In political research, it is difficult to put. Let me tell you why. It is difficult to give you numbers.
Yes.
Why? You know what happens. There's a research. There's actually a paper that says that in politics, at the 11th hour, the voter, there are many factors that motivate voters. So there are many people who maybe decided to vote for the NDC, who not necessarily because they bought into our vision, but probably because they were angry with how the NPP treated Alan. They may not have voted for Alan because I recall that together with an NGO, we did some research where some voters said, oh, I was supporting, then it was Parkway Sindhu. But when I was going to vote, I just realized that, I knew that my vote for him would not make any difference. So rather than this party winning, I decided that I would prefer this. And it happens. I don't know if you know.
No,
it does. It happens in politics. But certainly it took away a lot from the NPP. I mean, somebody who walked away with the likes of Yabuabin Asamoah, the former communications director of the party, and many other people. Somebody who walked away with the likes of Hobson Adoye and others.
But is Hobson in United Party or NDC now?
Oh, Hobson is not in the NDC, to the best of my knowledge. I'll be happy to welcome Hobson to NDC, but to the best of my knowledge,
I didn't see them. I didn't see him yesterday.
I also didn't see. Yeah. I have not seen the pictures.
Because you see,
but I'm saying that
they've started sharing the positions.
So I was hoping. So I am saying that
I was hoping that Hobson will get a position.
To tell you the truth, I would be very happy to welcome Hobson Adoye into the NDC, the National Democratic Congress. But he has not made that application yet to be a member. If he does, I'll be happy. But certainly he took away a lot of people. Look, one of the young communicators. That's Hobson. That's Hobson. So Hobson was there. See, one of the young people.
Then they need to give him
one of the young communicators of the NPP.
Yes.
That I respected so much. Courage Nobi, fantastic young man, speaks well. His understanding and insight of the issues. When Alan left, he also left. He also had followers. He also had people. So as a political party,
so, but see, this is my argument. I would be very naive.
Yes.
To even assume remotely that Alan's exit from the NPP didn't cost them some numbers.
It cost them significant numbers.
Yes, but
that's the point. The significance
otherwise of it.
No, so it's subjective. So it may be subjective because sometimes, more. There are various factors that influences people. Maybe even the mere fact that he exited and some of the things that he said about the government he served in were also factors that affected MPP. MPP complained bitterly about apathy in the Ashanti region and some other strongholds of theirs. It's also possible that the exit of Alan contributed to causing that apathy. So these are possibilities. Because we don't have a research.
Let me come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now we can't pinpoint. But to say no, let me tell you, Alan is a force. You know, when he gets used there. But Alan is, to me, Alan is a force. And as a political researcher,
you be careful. Your shirt may indict you. Be careful.
Please, let's get Brother Magbana a different shirt. Can we get another shirt?
Well, I have a different shirt.
Kofi has been very uncomfortable with this.
With the shirt,
because the way he's praising Alan and the shirt he's wearing, you'll be careful.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
No one can deny.
Yeah, please go ahead. No, let's
none of us can deny.
He took away
the weight of Alan in our political space. I don't speak for him. But I'm saying that the NPP denied it and it cost them.
Okay, that's fine.
I will wish him well.
Okay.
And my prayer is that political parties being formed should be run professionally so that our political space will see some competition along that lines. You see, my problem is that the Electoral Commission even has some work to do. Boro, when you see the number of parties that are represented at IPAC, for me, it gives me concern. Because the same rules says that you must even have district offices.
Yes, and many don't.
You must have, many don't even have. You must have your audited account presented to the Electoral Commission. And I tell you, the Electoral Commission always targets the NDC and the NPP for these audited accounts. Many of these other parties usually don't have. But I believe that Alan, with his experience, with his stature, and with his weight, he will run the UP tradition. He will run the UP party to truly represent the UP tradition, and he will run it well. I wish him well. We are happy that with his party's emergence, the NPP's 38% will further reduce to maybe 21 in the 2028 elections.
Moro.
Okay.
Dr. Bawumia had 41.7%.
Not 38?
41.7%.
Oh, it's not 38.
If you are to round it, that is 42%, not 38%.
Oh.
That's a fact. Now, Moro, we have some.
I've always known I was 38.
We have some. We have some numbers to guide us.
Okay.
In 2020, President Mahama got 6.3 million. In 2024, he got 6.4 million. We rather declined by 2 million. That 2 million had a decision either to vote for President Mahama, to vote for Cheddar, to vote for Alan, or to vote for any other candidate. But the fact remains that 2 million didn't vote for anyone. You get the point that I'm making? In fact,
I get it.
The total registered voters, I think, was almost 18 million. But the actual voters were just under 12 million. So we had about 6 million people who registered but didn't vote, whether they died or just didn't show up or they had traveled. About 6 million people before you even begin to look at that 2 million segment. So the point is, if Honorable Alan was that influential, he should have chipped into that 2 million, because largely you can assume that majority of that 2 million, even if they were not MPP card-bearing members, they had an affinity for the MPP at a material point, which was 2020. So if they don't want MPP, then it is likely they may want Alan because Alan was MPP. But in this case, that 2 million didn't shift to Alan. They didn't shift to Mahama. So it tells you that Alan's true weight was the 88,000 votes he got.
No.
That's his true weight. Now the fact that he's become a political party, if they prosecute their agenda well, tell their story well, share the positions well, as they've already started sharing, with Solo as the comms director or something, an opposition man who attacks opposition more than government. If they do their work well, it is likely that Alan may increase from 88,000 to 90,000, or 100,000, or even 500,000. But as it stands, the data is clear. The shift that we saw in the NPP did not go anywhere. They sat home. Unless you are saying that there was a shift in Mahama's votes and the 2 million went and voted for Mahama. I don't think that is the case. Because at least, for one thing, the NDC stuck together. From the beginning, when they lost in 2016, they made it clear that they are bringing President Mahama. When they lost in 2020, they made it clear that they were bringing so clearly, it tells you that Mahama's vote couldn't have changed. If anything, it would have gone up. And indeed, it went up by just 100,000. So Adam, the facts are clear. The data is here. Alan's true weight as of 2024 is 88,000. Cheddar got more than Alan. It's a fact. Now, Uncle Alan is somebody I have had the occasion to engage with. So for me as a young person, I will never stand anywhere and berate him, disrespect him, undermine him in any way, shape, or form. I recall in 2019 when he came to the UN UNGA with President Akufo-Addo. And at that time, I was the head of information with Ambassador J. Belwa. And I recall the privilege I had with Honorable Alan and Ambassador J. Belwa to have breakfast together every morning for at least two mornings. It was a privilege. I mean, I'll be happy if Alan is a family member. So I will never, ever, in any way, shape, or form, disrespect him.
Okay.
And I will not encourage any other young person to disrespect him, whether in the MPP or in the NDC. We should allow him to exercise his constitutional right. But the fact remains that his true weight is 88,000. And he has a lot of work to do if he wants to become the president of this republic. I wish him well. And, you know, I hope they give something to Hobson and then the other people.
Why you focus on Uncle Hobson like
that?
Oh,
but Hobson is a brother, and I wish him well as well.
But I'm sure he is already having a
position. Okay, so we wait to see. So more on that score, that's...
But we need to find out if Hobson has a position in the party.
My only take on this matter is this, that we've seen too many of these formations that are grounded on breakaways. You know, I mean, we've seen the DFP. We remember the DFP, Obeda was DFP with the likes of Bidzidin and so on, which was, I think, must have been sometime in 1999 or so. And we've seen the RFE, the Reform People's Party also, Augustus Guzitano's party. And we've seen the Nana Konnedu's NDP.
Yes, NDP.
Yes, we've
our
seen,
mother's party.
Yes, we've seen, what's the name of this? Dr. Papa Kwesindu.
Yes.
The former Minister for Public Sector Reforms.
Yeah,
we've
from CPP to PPP. Yeah.
I mean, there are so many of these examples to show. And most of these political parties have struggled to make any impact.
Because...
So I don't know why the United Party believes that it can make a difference. I don't know what really is the motivation.
Most of these political parties, at least the 2 or 3 that I recall, the reasons for the exit are largely premised on anger. Anger. But the question is, can you solve anything with anger? Political parties are built on ideologies. Okay? They are a group of people who share the same ideas and philosophy.
Okay.
So there may be differences amongst them on specific issues. But that doesn't mean they are breaking away from that philosophy or ideology. The MPP is a center-right political party. We believe in a liberal economy. However, we believe that the downtrodden must be supported with social intervention programs, etc. That is the MPP. So I believe when Alan joined the MPP, he joined the MPP on those grounds. And that is why, as he attempts to break away, he is tying himself to some lineages of the MPP.
Okay.
For example, the name UP. It's a symbolism to say that we want to bring back the old NPP. But the question is, would you be able to convince the millions of people in MPP who are already aligned to an ideology to come to a new supposed ideology just because you are angry with the party? That is where the problem is. So, me mama Nana Konadu, people liked her for her resilience, her contribution to the NDC. But the NDC took a decision to stick with the NDC. Irrespective of her challenges with the NDC then, people felt like, Madam, we get your challenges, your anger and all of that. But the bottom line is that I joined NDC because it's a philosophy. In fact, your General Secretary, Fifi Kwete, stood in the voter region and told votarians that take NDC as a religion. So how do you go and tell somebody who has been told or already practicing NDC as a religion to change?
The trick here, the trick here though is that, you see, and I think on this score, the Alan and his team have been very smart.
Okay.
The trick here is also about the branding. So they say UP. When you talk to a lot of MPP folks, MPP sympathizers or supporters or Cadbury members, because the three are not the same, they will tell you about how they are intrinsically linked to the UP tradition.
And they will even tell you their stories.
About their fathers.
How they were jailed.
Good. And so on and so forth. Now, if somebody has a challenge with the MPP today, okay, and like we've seen the case of Solomon and Co. and Korinobi and Co. have decided to abandon ship and have joined a new political organization. If they have a problem with the MPP today, don't you think that the nearest bus stop that will be heading towards will be this UP?
And I'm telling you,
you don't think so?
I'm telling you that you actually answered the question. Look, I have a man in, I think, Offenso. He's 84 years old. He's a blind man. Somehow he managed to find my number because he listens to me on Peace FM, etc. Then he tells me stories about JB Dankwa, blah, 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 blah. That man sometimes will call me and lament about issues in MPP. But when he does that, he's quick to reference his sufferings, telling you that his sufferings weigh more than the current challenges confronting the party. Do you get what I'm saying? Therefore, he will never sacrifice his sufferings for anything else, but to fight, stay within the party and fight. And that is why the party allows structures. You can vote out the general secretary to bring a new general secretary, a new chairman, etc. These are mechanisms to make sure you stick to the ideology. Kwame Japan the other day met delegates, and he berated the delegate and said, but you people are complaining that the party has challenges. But when I was a general secretary and I was being sacked, you didn't say anything. What was the point Kwabena was making? The point Kwabena was making was that the party has an ideology. I was sticking to the ideology. I'm not saying I accept or agree with what Kwabena, I'm just using it as an example. But he was saying that I was sticking to the ideology. But when I was being pushed out, you didn't do anything for me. You didn't protect me. But you see, Kwabena is a true man of MPP. So even though he's had numerous challenges with the MPP, his blood, his history, his sufferings remain MPP. Therefore, he will stay and fight. And that's why he has stayed and is fighting. So the point is, you cannot convince millions of people in the MPP whose sufferings are linked to the political party. Me sitting here, I don't have an uncle who was a leader in the MPP. But from where I grew up and my ideology, even if the MPP stays in opposition, God forbid, for a long time, it will be very difficult, almost impossible for me to shift. Because it will be a betrayal of who I am. That is the point.
Okay.
Many people will see the exit from the political party as a betrayal.
Okay.
And that is why just a few will go with you. So they can try as they want, but nobody in the NDC, for example, in the upcoming elections to select a new leader, if someone loses and that person attempts to form a new political party, you will see what they will do to that person. They will make it clear to that person that, look, the NDC is bigger than you. And when they took a decision on John Mahama in 2016, in 2020 and 2024, they made sure that anybody, Sylvester Mensah or George or Adu, whatever that guy's name, they made sure they cut you to sizes because it was about NDC, not necessarily John Mahama, but they felt John Mahama was the candidate to give NDC power. So they will cut you to sizes if you attack or attempt to erode the progress of John Mahama.
Right.
That is the point.
All right. Let me not allow my management and production to cut me to sizes. I'll take a break. Please stay with us.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Sonko kra na ebremo nya odi to aduane mu ama waduane e depa na me de bremo eno any some spices dey emu wa wo bebre o various flavors ubenya eya akoko ubenya nantwie yedi ku jollof mu ma emu ye de ubenya yedi ku nkwan yedi ku froye mu ho na kope bito na ema waduane enye de unyimi nia yenkon yenkonko tie nyankofo eka
autant de communication ni o enjoy oduba that Samu spices. One in the essence don't fight. I think it's Dariaga. Samu spices in a BTA daddy so say. Samu spices. Mun Samu.
Samu spices. Nyama chicken.
Samu spices. In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, can jollof, and the flavors of Fodobebre.
Samu spices. Yes, Saka.
FDRJ Jadien Kratuatum.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friend me once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friend is Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come on, Tom Preco.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sansu mama hotel so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro, and I'm here with Kofi Tonto. Kofi Tonto is the deputy spokesperson for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, former vice president, and the 2024 standard bearer of the New Patriotic Party. And also, Edem Agbana is MP for K2 North and a youth activist, very passionate at that. Yeah, so, Edem, you were on the floor.
Yeah, Moro, I think that
information matters arising.
Yeah, you raised a very important point about how some breakaway parties did not make the needed impact and all of that. But I think that there are various reasons why people form political parties. It may not necessarily be because of anger, like what Kofi said. It is also because I have followed the commentary of Mr. Alan Kyerematen, Honorable Alan Kyerematen, since his departure from the NPP. And he has been very consistent in saying that he left because the party lost its values and the party lost its philosophies.
I don't want to interject.
And but again, I have said that apart from
time series, Edem. He left after an election.
Yes.
So let's not,
maybe.
No, but then the question therefore to him is,
but through an election, or it is in the period of the election, those things became even more glaring. And so, like I said, we wish him well.
Edem,
there are various parties.
I'm very sorry to do this, but Honorable Alan Kyerematen has a history with this party.
History of leaving.
A history of leaving.
Or history of forming.
No, history of leaving.
He did that twice. Oh.
Yes, twice. So the question is,
the first one he left, you begged him, he came back.
You made him minister. You know the first one. There's been some updates on that first one.
Okay.
We are actually told that he didn't leave, and that he had considered. He wanted to leave,
anyway,
but he was not allowed to leave. So
for me, it's not.
And it's come up several times.
He wanted to leave because of what?
He wanted to leave because he was unhappy about some.
Exactly. Was it ideology? Was it philosophy?
Well, the most important thing is that he has formed this new
party,
now,
which is okay.
The UP and members of the NPP who do not necessarily want to identify with the NDC or President Mahama, despite our good leadership, are encouraged to join the party where they will find the values, where the values that were missing in the party that they initially joined. And so, like I said, 2028, I am hoping that the 38% I know, which you are telling me today that is not 38%, to reduce further to about 21%. So we wish him well. But let me also call on the Electoral Commission to do some more work on the political parties.
Okay.
Especially this issue of people who form political parties just to attend IPAC meetings. In the last 8 years, at IPAC, it became a tool for the NPP, where all those mushroom political parties with no offices anywhere in the country, with no leadership, no recognized leadership, never submitted any audited accounts, became agents of the NPP at IPAC. The EC needs to look at that.
You really want to go there?
No, but that is a fact. The likes of Kofi Akpaloo and Co.
You actually had people coughing.
No, I'm saying that
if you want
at
us to
IPAC,
remind you of your history,
coughing,
we will.
NDC.
Do you remember the coughing history?
What is coughing?
Moro, do you remember the coughing history?
About.
Of course you won't.
But Hassan Ayariga was not.
Oh, he's talking about Hassan.
Ayariga. He's talking about Ayariko.
Hassan
Ayariga was not an NDC implant.
No, it was not an NDC.
No, I'm saying that. The other people he's talking about,
yes,
didn't they, or don't they have political names?
No, but he's raising an issue.
I've raised an issue
with unserious parties who are allowed
always
to
at
participate.
The likes of Kofi Akpaloo and always
who
support anything that the
who
NPP
sponsored
does.
them or who did not is an entirely
and Kofi Akpaloo was always attacking the NDC.
Is that why you are going after Kofi Akpaloo?
Kofi Akpaloo, no. I mean, Kofi Akpaloo, I mean, with all due respect to him, why would anybody want to sit at a political party and plan to go after him if he hasn't done anything?
There's there's no corner in Ghana that will not find Kofi Akpaloo's poster. I swear. I don't know how he does it.
He did well with his poster.
Every corner.
But he was under your support and your sponsorship.
Look at you.
That's what people were doing for him. The big contrast that today I'm told they are investigating him for. He got all of them, and that's why he was defending the MPP, blah, 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 everywhere. Anyway, we've seen things in this country.
Let's not go there.
Okay, so let's move on. Anyway, so let's get on with. So there was a press conference yesterday. The former health minister and also the former chief executive officer of the National Health Insurance Authority, I'm talking about, and also a former MP for Lejokuku, yes, Dr. Okubo. He had a news conference, and the news conference is about the Agenda 111. So it's resurfaced, and I don't know why all of a sudden Agenda 111 is back on the front burner of all the other health issues that we have in this country. But of course, the MPP is free to choose whatever issues that they want to bring to the fore, which is fine. I'm talking about the minority in parliament. So he has some concerns about the way the government of today is managing this Agenda 111 project, and he's asking some questions, you know. So today's Ghanaian Publisher reports that Dr. Bernard Okuboy, former Minister for Health, it says former Minister for Health Dr. Bernard Okuboy has urged the current Minister of Health to provide a comprehensive and transparent update on the status of all hospitals projects under construction as part of the Agenda 111 initiative. Addressing the press briefing in Accra yesterday, Dr. Okuboy accused the government of abandoning several hospital projects started under the previous NPP administration, warning that the neglect is undermining Ghana's healthcare delivery system. The minister must provide a full update on the status of each facility under construction. According to him, the continued delay risks wasting public funds and depriving communities of essential healthcare infrastructure. He further called for comprehensive audit of all hospital projects initiated under the NPP government to ensure accountability and transparency. But Dr. Okuboy, I thought you should have the data on this. You should know the number of hospitals that have been completed, the ones that have been handed over were handed over to the government,
but
and the ones
he gave them a handing over. No?
Yes, so I don't know why he's still asking for it.
No, let me tell you something.
So hold on a second. So hold on a second. So he says to ensure accountability and transparency. So without transparency, we risk wasting resources and denying communities essential health care. Dr. Okuboy, who currently serves as Chief Executive Officer of the National, who currently serves as what? That's a problem. He's a former. Yes. Yeah, so we'll get there. But so Dr. Okuboy, who was formerly the Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority, made specific reference to the stalled General Hospital project, describing it as a strategic health facility that could significantly reduce the pressure on existing hospitals in the capital. He lamented that the facility, once completed, was expected to ease congestion at the Ridge Hospital, Police Hospital, Lekma Hospital, and Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Accra's population has outgrown its health infrastructure. Sometimes at Kolebu, even getting a wheelchair space is a struggle. And he goes on and on and on and on. But the Ghanaian publisher, please, it's unacceptable. Dr. Okoboy is not the current Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority. It is Dr. Victor Bampo.
Bampo, yeah.
It's doing an amazing work.
This is
This
is unacceptable, and the person who wrote the story must be sanctioned. Anyway, so he wants some updates. He thinks that the government of the day deliberately doesn't want to continue with Agenda 111, and he thinks that it will be a waste of the taxpayers' money, especially when the NDC has promised to do a reset. So why have you left Agenda 111 to rot?
Bro, you know my position on uncompleted government projects. And I have been a strong advocate that regardless of which political party started what projects, government must be interested in continuing the project and completing it. I have, on many occasions, complained here on this platform that any time I drive past Saglemi housing project, I feel pain, I feel hurt by how millions of dollars was sunk in that project, and today these projects were not in use because a certain government came and decided not to complete the project and operationalize them. I even called that there must be some legislation of a sort which compels agencies and ministries to first complete projects they started before initiating new ones. I recall even asking that even with Get Fund, with thousands of uncompleted structures dotted around this country, we should find a way of compelling them to finish some of those projects, regardless of who will take the credit for them. And so my philosophy is that every project that the NDC started in 2009 that was not completed, that the NPP came, couldn't complete, and all of that, we should complete them. But it's important for us to put this conversation in proper context. Let me first say that I have huge respect for Dr. Okoboy. I have huge respect for him. But I think that on this, if I were him, or if I am to advise him, if I were in his position, he should be hiding. Dr. Okoboy should be hiding.
Why?
And shouldn't be seen to be speaking to these issues.
Why? Why not?
Because he was the immediate, or he was the minister in charge of the sector.
I'm struggling.
And they failed. They failed the health sector completely. And the fact that Dr. Okoboy today can be demanding answers from the NDC government on the La General Hospital is the highest form of hypocrisy that anyone can tolerate in politics. Like I said, as an individual, I have huge respect for Dr. Okoboy, but he and his government failed the people of La. Now let me tell you the history of La General Hospital. They demolished the hospital prior to the 2020 elections and promised the people that they will construct a new or a bigger hospital for them. They didn't do it. After several agitations and complaints, when he realized that their electoral fortunes were at risk, then they decided to send contractors back to site. And when they did, they had no dedicated source of fund for that project. And I challenged him to tell us which funds they made available for the La General Hospital project. At the time they were leaving, the project was not even up to 30% complete. So you spent 5 years and you failed to reconstruct a hospital you yourself demolished and promised the people you were going to complete in a few months or years. And today, in 9 months, 10 months, you are on the neck of the new government, asking the government to use what we call our transitional budget. Now, every government begins with a transitional budget. The first year's budget is more or less a transitional budget. So you fail to do it in 4 years. Now look at the structure. You fail to do it in 4 to 5 years. And today you are holding press conferences. And the nerve to even invite the media and boldly speak about these things for me tells me that some people don't have any respect for the people of Ghana. Muru. Dr. Okoboy shouldn't be the one speaking about La General Hospital because that project failed because they refused or they failed the people of La and they didn't do anything about it. Today, they left no dedicated source of fund for the project. It is the NDC government that has allocated 130 million for the project. So the project will continue. We'll finish it for the people of La. But if there is anyone that should demand accountability or that should pressurize government to complete this project, it shouldn't be Dr. Okoboy or the NPP because they fail. It is completely, it's just an epitome of their failure. Agenda 111. This whole project, this whole policy, this whole Agenda 111 was built on the foundation of lies, grand deception, a grand illusion that was designed in the theater of political expediency with no budget, no feasibility studies backing the execution of this project. It started with His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo promising that he was going to finish 77 hospitals. Recall, during the COVID. Then he told us he will finish the project in 1 year. Is that not the promise he made? Foundation of lies, grand illusion. Then 77 all of a sudden became Agenda 111. That they were now going to construct 111 district hospitals. Look, no one in Ghana, even if you are an enemy of the state, to have 111 projects, hospital projects delivered across this country would have been a fantastic idea. So we all embraced it. But we told them to be careful because the man who was promising the 111 hospitals, we know his track record when it comes to delivery on some of these things. But they didn't listen. Even on this program, they peddled so many falsehoods about how the project had reached various stages of completion and all of that. Moro, the 1 year passed, no show from Akufo-Addo and his darling boys. Second year passed. This was a 2020 promise, which was to be delivered in 1 year. No show. 2022, no show. 23, no show. 2024, because of politics. Even 2024, the likes of Kojo Oppong Nkrumah and other spokespersons of the NPP campaign told us that they were about completing all the Agenda 111 projects. There are videos.
Kojo never said that.
I will show.
They went to some.
No, I will get the one is your turn. When is your turn? They told us
completing all.
At the end of 2024,
Kojo never said
they lost the elections. NDC is in power, and I'm saying it on authority. Take this from me. At the time they left, not a single Agenda 111 project was operationalized. Not a single. They handed over the project for politics. When they took delivery of the project, now they did not operationalize any. Whoa, my little understanding of project
management. Not even one hospital.
Which of them was operationalized?
Was under use.
They were not in use.
Wow.
So for the sake of politics, they had to hand over these projects and present them as completed, even when not a single one was in use. And so at the time the NPP left power, let it be on record, none of their Agenda 111 projects were operationalized. None, not a single one.
Even though they had been commissioned.
Now, how do you
and
they commissioned?
and
yes.
Completed.
So projects were said to be completed.
Yes.
Commissioned.
Close to about 47?
And handed over. No, it's not even up to 47. They were just talking about some 3 billion like that.
Okay, so here's the thing. So my production team have done. So list of over 200 hospital projects started by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government.
Yes. Go to the first page. I want to speak to the first page.
Okay.
And I will expose the compendium of lies.
So there's a Kontombra, there's Bogosu, there's a Lubu, in Poho. These are the completed hospitals. And Agenda 111, right?
Muru.
There's UGMCP.
They made so much noise about the 13.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I challenge your production team to go there today and see what. Yes. And then number 7, they mentioned VETA. I've said this, and I'm saying it again. The MPP should stop. They should stop that big fat lie.
What's the issue?
VETA is a John Dramani Mahama project. President Mahama cut the sword for VETA Hospital when he was president. When he was president in his first term, President Mahama cut VETA is in my constituency. The chiefs and people of VETA gave the land to the NDC government. President Mahama cut the sword. Project started. He secured funding for the project before the NDC left office in 2016. There was dedicated source of funding for that particular project. When the MPP came, they attempted moving the VETA Hospital project to another region. It took the effort of the then Member of Parliament, Honorable Aveji, and the chiefs and people of VETA to have the project completed because there was already a dedicated source of funding secured by President Mahama, and the money was lying down there in the account. So the contractors were on site working before President Akufo-Addo came into office. So if a project started by John Mahama, funding secured, contractors were on site working before MPP came into office, was completed somewhere in 2018 thereabout, why are you taking credit and adding it to one of your completed hospitals as if you did anything about that project? So that whole list is nothing but a catalog of lies.
That's the hospital.
Deception. VETA Hospital, yes. It is a John Dramani Mahama project. And anytime I see or I hear any MPP person claiming credit for the VETA Hospital, it annoys me because it is in my constituency. I know everything about that project. These were projects that they were using to deceive the people in Ashanti and other places. The truth remains one. The VETA Municipal Hospital in Ketu North is a project by John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government. MPP should stop listing it as part of their projects. We will not tolerate that at all. You failed. None of the Agenda 111 projects were, and even that VETA Hospital we are talking about was completed way before they started talking about Agenda 111. So why are you listing Agenda 111 projects and you are now adding VETA Hospital just to what? Make the list look voluminous, balloon the list, and to create the impression that you indeed delivered those hospitals. That's a shame, embarrassing. They should stop. Ketu North District Hospital is a John Dramani Mahama and an NDC project. So MPP, stop listing them as part of your project. Moro, to conclude, what the NDC is doing is that we will complete the Agenda 111 projects, but we are doing auditing. The government is interested in a forensic audit into these projects. As soon as we are done with the audit, government will allocate funding, resources to complete all these projects. But let it remain on record that the MPP left all these projects uncompleted.
Okay.
The MPP left no fund, not even a CD. There was no dedicated source of funding for the Agenda 111 projects.
Okay.
It was just built on the foundation of lies, conceived in political theater, no strategic planning, no feasibility studies.
Okay.
There was no funds to execute this project. It was just a reckless promise that they made and failed to deliver. Admit that you couldn't deliver on this project.
Let me use this 2 minutes, just read a few messages, and then I'll give the 10 minutes to you because we're almost time is almost up. In fact, I'll give you about 8 minutes. So this one's here from Sani Salihu, who is a regular viewer of the show. He says, good morning, assalamu alaikum. Dr. Okubwe may have a point, but let's give this new government some space to breathe and set their priorities right. Every project is dear to us, especially in a government of continuity. But what about the hospitals NDC left unfinished? The Salemi Affordable Housing Project in Kumasi by Kufuor, and the and it says, and all the rest. Kofi Tonto got spot on the first two issues, and MPP needs more gems like him to win hearts. Jomo Barak, that's from Sani Salihu. Now, Alfred Kojo Tradels from Accra says that, good morning, Moro, and your cherished viewers. Dr. Koboy is a clear example of an inferiority complex and self-hatred person. Oh, he was the deputy minister and couldn't fight for us, for his people, to get a single hospital. Just 8 months, you are screaming in front of a camera about a decorated health facility. Somebody should tell Dr. Koboy and the spin doctors of the NPP that you don't create a problem and come to stand on the side and start shouting for others to fix the mess that the NPP created. It's a shame. As a former health minister, you do not know the hospital you completed and uncompleted. That's coming from Triddles. Carlos from Odododio, he sent a message and says, Moro, I think our current health minister is doing a disservice to Mother Ghana and the NDC, the party that gave him the opportunity to serve. Why do I say this? He wants to appear as Mr. Nice, but that's not why we voted for them. We need accountability and fairness. So Ogoboy, the former health minister under the NPP, is now holding press conferences while some minority members question him. The current minister knows about the corruption that occurred under his watch. He should act. Since Okoboy has questioned his sector, the minister must investigate and expose any wrongdoing from that era. He should stop trying to be Mr. Nice and focus on delivering justice. And then he continues to say, same from Carlos of Odododo, he says, I believe that Alan's party, the Movement for Change, now known as the United Party, is becoming more formidable and vibrant than some of the older political parties. Just yesterday, they launched their first major outdoor campaign, and since their formation, they have maintained a strong media presence. Their representatives actively engage in discussions nationwide, more consistently than many established parties. If they continue on this path, the UP could soon become Ghana's second major political party after the NDC. They are doing well so far and deserve full recognition in our political space. Carlos from Odododo, and they say, God bless you. Carlos, God bless you too. And that's how it always ends. Now, this one from Nana Yao. You know Nana Yao, what's the name of this? It's called Nana Yao Sapon, I believe so. I think it's Nana Yao Sapon, right? Right, Nana Yao Sapon. Yes, Movement for Change. Yes.
I'm sure he's coming after me.
Oh, no, not really. So he says, good morning, guys. The Movement for Change came out of MPP due to broken values and traditions.
It didn't come out of anything.
The arrogance of power, among other factors, and not anger. The ideology on which the MPP was formed.
What are you angry about?
And it says, indeed, if they think 88K is the weight of Alan, that's fine, and that's why they will continue to be in opposition. Have they analyzed why the apathy in most areas? Have they considered why most polling station officers refuse to work? Have they considered the effect of losing seasoned communicators? The logical reasoning in politics and elections has to be well studied. And Musa Mansa, yes, Mansa Musa from UK is a journalist based there. He says, Moro, mischief peddling, which has become the hallmark of members of defeated MPP and now in opposition, was the Agenda 111 budgeted and money sought for those projects, or where exactly did Dr. Koboy in his handling over notes suggested the outgoing left a dedicated source of funding for those 111 projects? Serious governance is now happening. Ghana does not need any of these cynical MPP deception and distraction. Good morning from Mansa Musa from the UK. And finally, Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm, Accra. He says, good morning, my brother. Truth be told, the MPP as a political party underrated Alan and his members, and that is the result they're getting today. They should have done all that they could to let him stay, but they called his bluff. But let us not forget that in all of this, Nana Addo is to be blamed for that because he became so strong in the party that one could criticize him and one could win any position in the MPP if you belong to the camp of Nana Addo. But my brother, this is not the time for the NDC to rejoice, because very soon we will be electing our flag bearer. Some of the appointees in this government has already become power drunk, and they don't have any respect for the grassroots. They don't pick calls. Arrogant pictures of some of them is becoming one too many. And if something is not done about it, I have said my own. No, that's what he says. And then Tafafu right here says that good morning, people said Anado's government was not fighting Ghana.
You are capable of buying that car.
I can assure you that Anado knew what exactly. Okay,
but
so
you are capable of buying
discussing Galam say.
So
if you can do this in 4 minutes.
Have you seen the car Felix?
But even you are capable of.
Which Felix?
The government communication.
Oh,
minister.
but you see,
but
let me tell you.
It's entitled
Let me tell you.
a form of transportation.
You know, he's entitled to a loan. Even as a member of parliament, he's entitled
Why, you have
to.
a problem with the car?
He's entitled
I'm
to
saying
a
that
loan.
it's a nice car.
Ah, okay. You like nice cars. I'm surprised you're surprised.
Moro, let me just tell you something on a lighter note. You know, when they started, just on a lighter note. Moro, it's important. When they started deducting, when they started the deductions, right, from our salary, for our car loans, then we started feeling it in our pocket. When we see us drive those nice cars, know that we are paying loan. Fellas is paying loan.
See, first of all, let me do this very quickly.
Yes, please do this quickly.
As much as we wanted the people of La,
yes,
the great people of La,
okay,
to have their own hospital, a modern one, we came into a major challenge. We all know what happened in 2020, the world over. Financial challenges abound. So the hospital had to be pulled down because of structural problems. I mean, this is a hospital housing patients. And structural integrity of the hospital was in tatters. There's absolutely no way a government could leave the hospital and allow it to collapse and kill people. So we had to pull it down. Okay. In the process of rebuilding, we came into a major pandemic, which brought about several challenges. And then it is also sad when Adam talks about no source of dedicated funding.
But you had money for national category.
Adam. Government of Ghana's money is a source of dedicated funding. You behave as if we assign something to GOG funding, it's not a dedicated source of funding.
Okay, don't worry, I'll come back.
I mean, it beats imagination because you see, the point is they have raised the same issue. Okay. You know, they are trying to steal the Ofanko project. Okay. So the Ofanko 33-kilometer 10 highway that we are doing. So you know what they did? They deliberately stalled the project. Then President Mahama comes and says, "Oh, there is no dedicated funding. They squandered the money." As if now President Mahama is. Please.
Is that what you are talking about?
Not the interchange. I'm talking about the Ofanko highway from Ofanko to Nsawam.
But did you even pay the contractor when you went?
Yes, we gave the contractor 200 million.
You didn't pay them.
Please.
But why did you stop the project because of lack of funding?
You stopped it. You stopped it.
When the
let me finish my point.
The contractor came out and said, "Please, government was owing him."
Please.
The contractor said you were owing him. You couldn't pay him.
Be civil.
Kofi,
you are not being civil. You know I don't have time. You are not being civil. Now the point is, you aside from this shirt, the shirt you should have worn today should have said on it hypocrisy.
Why?
Sami Jamfi, hold on, please. Let me finish. Sami Jamfi went around the country that we hadn't completed e-blocks. In fact, President Mahama went to diplomatic corps complaining to them that he started projects and Akufo-Addo had abandoned them.
Okay, but that's the truth. It's the truth. Is that true?
So if Okoboy is telling you about projects you have abandoned, where is your locus?
He failed to do it
where is your locus?
Years, and he's demanding that it should be done in 9 years and 9 months.
Now let me wrap up.
Okoboy failed to do it in 4 years as the minister, so he has no right. So the hypocrisy you talk about, you're referring to Okoboy.
Let me wrap up.
I'm just telling him that the hypocrisy you are talking about, you're referring to Okoboy. Because it's Okoboy who failed to do the project. And in 9 months, he's demanding that we will. I stated it that we will complete the project. But you in MPP cannot.
Let me do this. Our time is up. So happy birthday to you, Lois is with us. He's a production. Please wrap up in 1 minute. Adam, allow him to land. Also, somebody distracted. Just land.
Let me wrap up.
Land.
Because you failed to complete.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. Let me.
Don't take us off.
Lastly, which ones?
President Mahama even took credit for UGMC. President Mahama even
why
took
not?
credit for UGMC.
Why not?
He knew nothing about it.
So
he knew
whose project is it?
Let me tell you.
Whose project,
Thank you for the question.
I am a former member of the University of Ghana Council.
President Mahama knows nothing about it. So when he talks about
Ghana, and also happy birthday to you, Shatawale. Today you're celebrating your day, Shatawale. Happy birthday. And also I'm told that Kojo Choi, Ghana's ambassador to South Korea, you start working today, and we can only wish you well. In fact, he's arrived in South Korea, and he has started working. We can only wish him the best. Kojo Choi, he's a big man. Anyway, so thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. My name is Aldo Moro. Let me wish you a Juma Mubarak. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks, Kofi Tonto, and also Edem Agbana. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Enya victory garlic mixture na watini dinatiati say na edro nitie na no pasem ne say edro we adwuma ye titru pa ne say ebeboa ananna ne srade e wo ni padua ni mumtin mu ama ohu atọ kura de dika obabi wo ho a okonfikyire a ema edro awunya ye victory garlic